Hey guys, I hope you can hear me. Thanks for joining me on the show tonight. This is our first time using YouTube Live, and I'm excited about it. If you can hear me, let me know. I want to know that you guys can hear me fine. And am I there? Am I out there in the real world? Let me know. That would be great. And I'm going to put on a little music so you can listen in. All right. This is a great Christmas album, one of my favorites. So the show is going to start at 7:30, and thanks again for tuning in, y'all. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Should be a fun show. Lots of things going on. All right, we'll see you in a bit.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. Beautiful sight, we're having a night, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He's singing a song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he's a Santa Claus. We'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman till the other kitties knock him down. When it snows, ain't it thrilling? Though your nose gets a chillin', we'll probably play the Eskimo way, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he's a Santa Claus. We'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman till the other kitties knock him down. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. Walking, and we were talking while we were walking in a winter wonderland.
You know what's funny, guys, is that I'm getting a note that that there is uh, copyrighted audio in your stream. Your stream may be temporarily blocked. So I've got to turn the music off. That makes me worried that we're not going to be able to. I mean, I don't know what else I can do. Maybe I could put on my own music, but that seems like maybe I might not be able to even get away with that. We'll have to find out. So listen, put on your own music at home because I don't want the stream to get blocked. We're all fine right now, right? You guys can still hear me? Let me know if you still hear me. I'm wondering too if there's a delay. This is all news to us because obviously they have more than Concert Window. They have the ability to mess with this stuff. Okay, good. All right, well, turn on music at home, and that way we won't get blocked. This is a new thing for me, so I'm guessing that even if I played my copywritten music that's mine, that they would probably do the same damn thing, those bastards. So all right, it's just like quick. All right, let me see what your reaction time is. I'm going to call out a number and I want to see how fast you can write it, and then I'll know if there's a delay. Okay, so here's the number. It's 1. Right. Okay, so there. Hey, Nathan, good to see you. There seems to be a little bit of a delay going on. Not bad, but listen, guys, put on a little Christmas music in the background so that you are hearing this the way I would like you to hear it, and I will I'll accept that for now as a way. I don't know how we can get around it other than me playing my own music, and something tells me that they would still claim that that was copywritten, even though it's mine, because CD Baby owns it, and maybe they wouldn't figure that out. So let me, I'm going to run down and get a Christmas CD and see if I can put on my own music. Well, you know what? I won't try it now. It's not, we're going to be starting here in about 15 minutes. So it looks to me like the video and the audio is better. So I hope that you guys have an Alexa or something that you can put up. Please let everybody know on your Facebook feed that we're doing this show tonight here. And so we can have a few more folks show up for it. And I'm just going to kind of soften the light. It's a little harsh. That feels a little bit better. All right. It's just me tonight, guys. We didn't know how this would go. I didn't know if I would be booted or not. So it's just going to be me and you and Christmas commercialized in some way. This is probably copywritten too. I probably can't even use this thing. YouTube is so much better at policing those kind of things that I'm not going to be able to get away with all the things I got away with over on Concert Window. But would you please share this link with everybody over at Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, wherever you have your peeps, and let them know what we're doing here. If you guys are interested in leaving a tip for the time or getting merchandise, just head on over to that link that Karen is putting up, and she will lead you guys in the right direction. Okay. And we are 15 minutes away from start time. So I'm going to simulcast on Facebook. Wow. They are really, really good about the copywritten audio stuff. So that's pretty amazing to me. So, all right, guys. Hey, sending love out to Kim Kozera. She's our dear friend. She just went through some hospital time. She's on the mend, but she's doing well. We're going to miss you at New Year's Eve this year at Club Passim. So I hope you're healing up. Hope you and Rat are cozy and comfortable in Chicago or wherever you guys are. We love you. All right. Please put on music. This is so awkward to have silence in the lounge. This is the one thing I hate about the new space. I wonder if Twitch would do this. That's something to think about. Also, if there's anybody out there who has tech expertise, we've been thinking about where's the best place to conduct this show now that Concert Window is done. Stage It only allows for a half an hour show. We want to be able to play for as long as we feel. So oftentimes, if you've been here, we've gone as long as 2 hours. So depending on what the circumstances are. So if you have any suggestions, we've looked at Twitch and we've looked at Facebook Live, and it seems like Facebook Live might be a little bit more convenient, but there are some issues, of course, with copywritten material and stuff like that. So I'm going to see if I can find a Christmas CD. I'll be back. Wah. Let's see if this works. in New York City are all dressed up in ribbons and smiles. Snow covers the park like a carpet. Bells on white carriages roll by in style. St. Patrick's Cathedral's on dinner. When the doors open wide, I can see. This is my Christmas album. My first Christmas album, by the way. Looks like my only Christmas album. Birthday party. All right, hopefully we won't get booted. Let's find out. How smart are they? We'll see in about 15 minutes. Here below, children know, faces glow, bells they ring. Through a city of silver dreams. Like this whole town swallows magic. Taxi horns are singing away. They say that the city will change, but it ain't me that's been changing from what I can tell. Snowy night, kids the light, shining bright, angels sing. Here below, children know, faces glow, bells they ring. Through a city, through a city, through a city of silver dreams. It's Christmas Day, and the snow is falling down. Church bells sway, they're ringing away the town. Preacher Klein recites his lines, the pews will be full today. Mr. Howell cranks up his plow, his blades are gonna clear the way. It's Christmas Day, and the pecan pies are baking, mothers say. It's the giving, not the taking. My brother's brand new bicycle is out jangling in the streets, and I watch him through the icicles with this wood box beneath my feet. All I can is this little wood guitar. What a thought, we're being all lights in crowded bars. Like all the kings with all their gold went chasing down your star untold. Every highway takes me where you are, with this little wood guitar. We have come now 10 years later, much has changed. I'm a musician, I'm a waiter. Chicago's a winter wonderland, and my brothers and his wives, they're passing round the cranberries, they're carving up my life. All I can is this little wood guitar. What a crowd, we're getting all lights in crowded bars. Like all the kings
that golden gold when chasing down your star. I'm told every highway takes me where you are with this little wood guitar. This little wood guitar. I never stopped believing. I just kept on singing, hoping people would come to hear from miles around. I don't mind confessing, I still count my blessings, though I never thought I'd ever settle down. It's Christmas Day. My little ones awaken, I hear them play. I can hear the presents shaking. A little boy on his bicycle is out racing through the streets. My little girl is watching him with his wood box beneath her feet. All she got is this little wood guitar. What it brought could take her pretty far. Like all the kings that thought it gold, chasing down your star untold. Every highway takes me where you are with this little wood guitar. This little wood guitar. The wheels are running down the track. They're gonna take me home for Christmas. They never thought I would come back, but I'm telling you that I would not miss this for anything. For you, I saw you first in Central Park, caroling. John Lennon's words were echoing. War is over. Christmas train, keep hauling. Christmas snow, keep falling. Christmas bells, keep calling. Oh, Christmas train, keep rolling. Christmas snow, keep falling. Christmas bells, keep calling. Oh, you got your ring inside a suitcase, a box of letters that you wrote. Your picture kept me going, it kept my wheels rolling. I would not miss this for anything. Would you pop champagne in Times Square another year with you? If you could make it there, Sinatra swears we'll make it anywhere. Christmas train, keep rolling. Christmas snow, keep falling. Christmas bells, keep calling. Oh, Christmas train, keep rolling. Christmas snow, keep falling. Christmas bells, keep calling. Oh, 'cause I would not miss this for anything, for anyone. Nothing's gonna stop this train. It's gonna take me home. Christmas train, keep rolling. Christmas snow, keep falling. Christmas bells, keep calling. Oh, Christmas train, keep rolling. Christmas snow, keep falling. Christmas bells, keep calling. Oh. Calling me I'm gonna take you home. I can't wait to see I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Mary, Mary, oh, the night came soon. You carry a baby across the sea of dunes, born to a mad world. Weren't you once a young girl? How many days have come? Star child, eyes wild, laying at your breast. A stable, a fable, nights without a rest. Mystics, magi, wise men, a king, a child, a god send. How many days have come? And mother, please close your eyes when you think of me. Our children leave, only angels know their destinies. Mary, Christmas.
Is this backwards? This is so bizarre.
The pain, the good, the angels sing hallelujah. Born to a man, weren't you once a young girl? How many days? How many days? How many days? How many days? How many days have gone? How many days? How many days have gone?
Hey guys, happy holidays. Thanks for coming in and visiting me here. So glad to be joining folks both on YouTube Live and Facebook. Facebook, we're only going to be here for a couple more minutes. And then I want you to jump on over to YouTube Live to see the rest of the show. I'm here with a bunch of Christmas ornaments and elves and all sorts of creative craziness. Remember Romper Room? This is completely okay boomer, if you know what I mean. Good to see you guys. I'm really happy to be here. I'm in Charlottesville. This is a fresh start for us. We've been doing these shows, these live shows on Concert Window for years. And Concert Window finally went down. And I don't even know the complete story there, but they disappeared. And because of that, we had no home for these live shows. And I didn't want to miss out specifically on this show in particular because we've done so many of them over the years. I wanted to make sure that we were still celebrating this moment. And So from now on in 2020 and the start of the new decade, we will be performing likely at YouTube Live and doing our thing there, which is the tiny concert window shows, tiny living room concert window shows. So I'm very, very happy that you guys are tuning in. All you folks over at YouTube Live, if you would please share that link, and you folks here, share the link to the YouTube Live channel where we are performing tonight, so to get the word out. And we're going to be doing original Christmas songs and a lot of songs from my own catalog. And I'm so glad you guys are here. And there's a lot of friends, Stacy and Paul, Karen, folks I know and folks I don't know, Tim and Yetta. So a lot of old friends are here tuning in, and we'd love for you guys to join us. Head on over to YouTube Live. After I get done here on Facebook, I'll have a link that you can click onto, and that way you'll be able to come over and join us. Okay. I'm going to do a couple songs here before we dive into any holiday songs, just to allow folks. But let me know, where are you from? This is a new one from the Storyteller Suitcase album. A man a walking man, his life in his pockets, his thumb was in the air. On a road in Millinocket, a 6-string guitar, his girlfriend's locket, going my way. Now for a dream, he left the mills, left the bricks, left the mortar. I told him I could take him to the Massachusetts border. He sang like a jukebox on an endless roll of quarters down the highway on a bright, lit, sunny day. You'll never be this young again. The train conductor's calling your ticket, if it ain't now, when? The mountain top ain't gonna wait forever. Fill your lungs with oxygen and take your first step. Breathe out, breathe in. You'll never be this young again. Alright, you'll never be this young again. An old friend said, Ellis, I've been living in a cubicle, making cold calls, popping pharmaceuticals. I thought my whole life would read more like a musical, so write your own West Side Story. Shake off the shackles, buy a tackle box of boat, a cabin on Sebago to think, to float when the typewriter's clacking, the novel gets wrote. I'm telling you now, no risk, no glory. Oh, you'll never be this young again. The train conductor's calling your ticket, if it ain't now, when? The mountain top ain't gonna wait forever. Fill your lungs with oxygen and take your first step. Breathe out, breathe in. You'll never be this young again. Alright, you'll never be this young again. You only get so many heartbeats. You only get so many first kisses, so sweet. Dreams don't come easy, they don't come cheap. Don't let the haters kick them out of you. Out of you. Oh, oh, you'll never be this young again. Conductor's calling your ticket, if it ain't now, when? The mountain top ain't gonna wait forever. Fill your lungs with oxygen first step. Breathe out, breathe in. You'll never be this young again. Alright, you'll never be this young again. Oh, you'll never be this young again. All right. The time is ding, 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 ding. Everything is backwards. Look at that. So strange. This is a funky kind of camera vibe happening here. I'm not used to this since we've been doing this on YouTube Live. I should say a Concert Window Live and not YouTube. But it's happy. I'm happy to have you guys here. I'm just going to use the elf to clean the camera there. I hope that's all right. This is my home. I live here in Charlottesville, Virginia with Laurie McAllister. Some of you folks know from Red Molly, and she's in the other room doing some work tonight. And who knows, she may show up, she may not, we'll see. But we're happy you guys are here, and looks like we have some folks from Chicago and Pennsylvania and Maine and Brazil, California, Great Britain. For you folks on Facebook Live, we'd love to have you come over to the YouTube show. It's our first show ever on YouTube Live, and I'll leave you a link here so you can click on over and check out the festivities after we cut off from Facebook. So thanks for joining and being here with us. So this is the 9th annual holiday show that I've done live from my home to you guys, and we've had a lot of fun over the years. Since this is the first time on YouTube Live, I didn't feel like I could bring in friends just in case something went wrong. I didn't want to put them through that whole charade. So it's just you guys and me tonight, and a lot of Christmas spirit. It's been a great year for me. I released Storyteller Suitcase album. It's making a lot of top 10 lists around the country, including the Midnight Special, which is probably one of the most important lists on the folk music world for getting recognized. So I'm very, very proud of this. This is my 20th album, and lots of new songs on it. And for the past year, I've been so busy trying to put this thing together with videos and marketing that I haven't written much. So this week has been great because I've started to write again for the first time in about a year. I wrote 4 songs this week. Red Molly had a gathering here with all of us, and we spent the whole period of time writing songs, which is so fun. And I wrote 4 Christmas songs because I'm writing songs for this, which is one of my children's books, and I'm going to be reading this a little bit later, but I'm writing songs for a screenplay for this. So if any of you actually have any connection to television or theater, let me know. Love to hear from you and talk through some of the process of getting it out to those folks. And would love to have it turn into either a live action or animated kind of thing. So I'm going to do another song here before we turn into the Christmas stuff. This is Guinness. Most of you folks know that. Guinness is a Cocobolo guitar, Adirondack spruce on top and Cocobolo on the back and sides. It's a beautiful guitar. This difference between the blonde and the brown is where the sap ran through the wood and cleared it out, which is pretty amazing to me. This is another song from the Storyteller Suitcase. I know Jesus never saved a soul, never walked on water except ice and snow. There's a rumor in the choir, I'm just lucky as God ain't know. But ain't no Jesus, never saved a soul. I know Buddha, oh I struggle with wrong from right. I ain't no Prince of Peace, I've hit the floor in a good bar fight. I'll ask forgiveness come Sunday, asking for trouble Saturday night. I ain't no Buddha, I struggle with wrong from right. No, I can't walk on water, can't part the sea. The only miracle I've seen is you walking down the aisle with me. No, I can't talk to God, I ain't divine. Only miracle I've seen is I can call you mine. Ain't no savior, ain't got the words. How do you preach to the masses when you can't even talk to the girl? Get a little courage, holy wine, but then your speech gets slurred. I ain't no savior, I ain't got the words. No, I can't walk on water, can't part the sea. The only miracle I've seen is you walking down the aisle with me. No, I can't talk to God, I ain't divine. Only miracle I've seen is I can call you mine. The only miracle that I've seen is I can call you mine. Oh mine, I can call you mine. Oh mine. Oh, that song feels so good on the fingers. I can't tell you. If you're a guitar player, you probably can understand why. It's just one of these things that just feels so good tactily, you know, if you understand my drift. The fingers just love playing it. I'm going to say goodbye to all you folks here on Facebook Live. See you later, alligator. I'm going to leave a little link so you can come over to YouTube Live, where the show will continue until the hours beyond. And hello, Susan and Diane and Lisa and the whole gang of you guys who are on Facebook Live. Please do stop over at the link on YouTube Live, and we'll see you guys then. Cheers. Thanks, Neil. So we have sent those guys packing, and if you guys don't mind, again, if you haven't yet, please share it on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, all those places where you have social media, so that friends, viewers who know who I am can come and tune in. It's nice to be here with you. We have about 60 folks, and this is our first YouTube Live show, so I'm really thrilled that we even have 60 of you. That's great. We've had as many as 300 people over at Concert Window, and so it's going to take us a while to rebuild this spot and have these shows, and I want to do them every month. Next month, somewhere around my birthday, which will be number 55 for me, I will do another show. And who knows on what date? Maybe I should figure that out before we go here. That'd be smart, right? we'll try and figure out a date here. Maybe Karen, you can help me out and pick a date so that we can figure out when to do it next. And also, guys, I'm going to be launching a Patreon channel for the first time around my birthday. Most of you folks know that I've been without a manager for the last year and a half. I was with a management company for 25 years out of Boston, and my dear friend Ralph Jacquinine, and we parted ways as our businesses started to evolve in different directions. And in the past year and a half, as I've been adjusting to what I want my business to become, I've started looking around for a management company that could accommodate all those things. And it's obviously not just, if you guys know what I do, you know that I'm teaching and running retreats, and I'm also doing books and music. And I need someone that really knows not only the music world, but also knows the publishing world and the teaching world. So in order to make sure that I'm covering whatever those folks cost, I need to do a Patreon channel and bring in extra income that will go right to the management company. So I hope you guys will consider becoming part of that. And that will mean on Patreon that every month I'll be uploading a bunch of things. Any song I'm working on, lyrics. When I'm on the road, I often do videos of where I'm playing and the venue and the backstage look of the venue and the onstage look of the venue. And it'll be an ongoing travelogue of my journeys around the country, my meeting with other songwriters and the songs that we're co-writing and what that looks like. And if any of you are out there who have tuned into my teaching channel on truefire.com, you've seen these videos. So it'll be a backstage look at what life on the road is like for me. And also, this is basically my creative space where I do art at the drawing table. And right here in this little closet is where I write songs and teach. And it'll be a backstage pass into all of that. You'll see every piece of art that I create, every song that I write, and the evolution of it, and who I'm writing with and who I'm not writing with, and when I'm doing it alone. And if you're a fan of mine, I think it would be a nice little backstage look into what the life of Elvis Paul is. So please keep that in mind. We'll probably do a launch right here on YouTube Live of that next month. And I'm looking forward to having that as part of my business. It's funny, like the longer I do this, the less of a songwriter I become, and the more of a media company I'm running. And I think that's not a bad thing. It's pretty cool to be able to put out books that are, nudging our culture in one direction or the other, informing people about heroes. And this book, which is called The Night the Lights Went Out on Christmas, is really about commercialism and how it's taken over holidays and things that people held sacred at one point in time. And let's do another song. I'm going to bring out the band for this one. This song is called Slingshot. This goes out to Karen. I know she loves this song a lot. And it's a song about the haves and the have-nots and the dreams and the dream-nots. It's about dream homes, dream castles, dream cabins, California. Fog is up and the moon is rising, laying a blanket of white on the ocean for you. I live in the moment now. 2-lane highway in California, beautiful woman beside you. Stroll with you while you're living in the moment now. The world could use a hero, 'cause the lunatics are running the shop. I'll be your one-man army, I got a stone and a stone. slingshot. We could build a castle or a cabin on a staring spot with a view of the ocean and all the money we don't got. But we don't got. Now where do you go when your faith gets weary? To money, to God, or to chaos theory? I'm asking you, are you in heaven at the moment now? We could build a castle or a cabin on a staring spot with a view of the ocean and all the money we don't got. The world could use a hero, 'cause the lunatics are running the shop. I'll be your whenever. I've got a stone and a slingshot. A slingshot. I like the way you feel beside me. It colors the way I see beauty. We could build a castle or a cabin on a staring spot with a view of the ocean and all the money we don't got. The world could use a hero, 'cause the lunatics run the shop. I'll be your whenever. I've got a stone and a slingshot. A slingshot. Hey! All right. That was called Slingshot, y'all. And that is Guinness. Now, Guinness is kind of a lifelong partner guitar. I've got a few. Lucy, which is a red guitar made by George Crackett, luthier from Albany area. Beautiful, beautiful guitar. It's in the shop today. And but I do have with me here, this is Kismet, which is a Martin 0018 guitar, and it's so sweet. It sounds like a little cigar box. Good to see Steve here. My brother is here. I haven't sung Election Day. Kayana. I'd be happy to do that now if you want. Let's do this one for Miss Kayana, wherever she is. Let me get the tuning right. This song was written by Michael K. Brown. There are two cover songs on the Storyteller Suitcase, and one is by Kyle Hancherek. Kyle is listening in tonight, and the other is by Michael K. Brown. And I'd like to let you know, Kyle, and I don't know if Michael is listening in or not. I haven't seen him show up yet in the feed, but one of the top 10 lists, the Midnight Special, commented on how great the cover choices were on the new album. So they didn't reference you guys specifically, but there's only two cover songs on the record, so it's about the two of you. And I was thrilled about that. They were not only bragging on the songwriting that I presented, but the song choices that I made by other people. And it's nice. The guy that does that top 10 is name is Rich Warren. And he is one of the biggest folk DJs in the country, works out of Chicago. So to make his top 10 is a complete honor. I also was on John Platt's top 10 list. And John is the folk guy at WFUV in New York City. So, and to me, in many ways, those two stations are the most important, among the most important in the folk world. And nice to be included. So this is election day. It goes out to Kayana. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hey, Chris. Let's see what happens here. Hopefully remember it. I can feel the new day coming. Change is on the way. I can feel the wheels of progress humming. I'm just waiting on election day. You have tried to keep me quiet. Well, I've got things to say. I got a voice that won't be silent. You're gonna hear it come election day. Well, I'll be here on election day. You won't keep me away. I'll be walking proud, talking loud on election day. You've been working in the shadows, getting rich so quietly, making deals with all your friends. You forgot that you work for me. So just keep those campaign promises. You never keep them anyway. You just walk, talk, fix it come election day. Well, I'll be here on election day. You won't keep me away. I'll be walking proud, talking loud on election day. Well, now the party's over. It's time to polish up that resume. Maybe spend more time with your family. Starting on election day. You've been taking money from the oil man, money from the NRA, taking money from the billionaires just to look the other way. I'll be here on election day. You won't keep me away. I'll be walking proud, talking loud on election day. On election day. On election day. All right. That is Election Day, a song by Michael K. Brown out of Atlanta. I work at my own retreat, the New England Songwriters Retreat. If any of you folks are songwriters, love to have you come out. It's every Labor Day weekend over at Chester, Connecticut, a beautiful facility for this kind of thing. And we sell out every year. So if you want to jump on it, keep an eye out in January. That's when we're going to announce registration and got some pretty exciting news to tell you about the instructors, but I'm not supposed to announce it yet, so it's a mystery. But we're going to see a lot of familiar faces at the same time. Certainly, Laurie and I will be coming back, and you'll hear about the rest of us in January. But we're very excited. And I also teach at Swannanoa. I've taught at Rocky Mountain. I've taught a lot of songwriting retreats, but Swannanoa is one of my favorites. And one night, late at night, as I was walking around the song circles around midnight, I heard Michael do that song, and was so happy, you know, to hear it, and because it engages and influences people's, reaction to activism, and it's a song that we need to hear, especially right now. No matter who you vote for, you just got to get out and make sure that your voice is being heard. Again, this is the album. You guys probably know this already. It's called The Storyteller's Suitcase. And I think it's my best. And I say that with complete honesty. It's not me just trying to sell the record. And let me show you this. This is kind of cool. This is the award it won at NERFA, which is the Regional Folk Alliance, which was for Album of the Year. And that's the Northeast quadrant of the US and Canada. So it's a huge swath. There are probably hundreds and hundreds of records produced in that same time and sent out to the folks that selected this. So I'm thrilled about having it being recognized as such. And hopefully those accolades will still come in for it next year. And I'll be promoting it throughout the year, doing more videos. I plan on doing another 5 videos for it. Most of them will be homemade if you've seen the ones I produced. I'm going to show you some of the videos that I produced over time, but we'll do that here tonight, actually, some of the Christmas songs that I produced videos for. And videos are always kind of awkward for me. I know it's nice to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on them and make them look very slick. But to me, I just want to represent the songs, and the songs is where the art is. And when you bring in a producer and a director and you start slicking up the presentation of the song, people lose sight of the message in the song, and I hate it. And I don't want to prance around in clothes that I'm not used to wearing with makeup and my hair done. And so a lot of the videos that I produce are homemade, because I feel like that imprint, my fingerprint DNA, is in the art visually as well as musically. And that's important to me, even if my skills at making videos are a tenth of what someone who's great at it is. It's the same thing with production. This is the first album I produced by myself. And, I think that's part of the difference in the quality of the record. Just feels like it's more me. Before we get on with that, we're going to have our first trivia contest. And thank you, guys. I want to show you. I want to make sure everything's good here. I see Karen said, bummer, I don't know what that is about, but it looks like everybody's still on here. Okay, good. So this is our contest, our first trivia contest. I just want to make sure Karen is ready to see who wins. The winner will receive one of the Ellis Paul Storyteller Suitcase pens. Just briefly, this is the pen. It is a stylus, so you never have to touch a touchscreen phone or iPad again. You take it off, and this little nook is a cell phone stand. You unscrew it like this, and it is both a Phillips and a regular screwdriver. If you're still lost after this, at the end of it, there is a compass. And if you're still lost in darkness, there's a flashlight as well. And it also surprisingly writes. Who knew? It's amazing. This is going to be whoever answers this question correctly. Okay, good. Karen is ready. Will receive the Ellis Paul Storyteller Suitcase. And when you receive it, it actually won't be backwards. Are you guys seeing this backwards? Let me know. I'm just curious. Swiss Army pen. That's right. Oh, the king is in the house. Glad you guys are watching. Sending love out to you both. That's great. No GPS on that, Ross. I'm sorry. It's funny. Now we've lost focus because there we go. The cat you see behind me is named Winter. I'm going to let Winter out of the building. Hold on. All right. So most of you know, as the image of Santa Claus was created culturally. It started with a monk called Saint Nicholas, but the first person that really designed the image that we all recognize as Santa Claus was a cartoonist. And this is my first question. And I'm sorry if it's backwards. This is so, you're going to need a mirror. Is it backwards? No, it's forwards. All right, there you go. For me, it's backwards. So who created the first image of Santa Claus? That is our trivia question. If you get this right, you will receive the storytellers. No, who drew it? Who created the first image of Santa Claus? It was a artist from, actually not Norman Rockwell. He was a famous artist from the 1800s. He was more or less, there it is, Kiana King comes up with it. The correct answer is Thomas Nast. Kiana, if you will kindly send a little note to Karen Zundel and give her your ad, or if you would give her the address that you live at, we'll send you this fancy little pen, which is a lot of fun. All right. There we go. We have given up our first Christmas trivia question, and Kiana is our winner. Glad she's joining us. All right, let's do another one. Let's do another song here. This is one of my favorite Christmas songs that I've written. I've done one Christmas album, one Christmas book. And, as I'm thinking about what my future is in the next 20 years, I can see a handful of these things. More Christmas is coming. So this song is called Snow in Austin. The song is a Texas Christmas song. Some of you might recognize this is a very familiar chord change, isn't it? I dress it up with little doodads, these hammer-ons like this. It's a little melodic doodad riff, whatever you call it. But if I took them out of the song, it would be straight like this. And there's about 1 million songs that use this very same riff in them. And I shouldn't say riff, I should say chord change. Like this one, for example. There ain't no use in sitting, wondering why, babe. If you don't know by now. There's this one. Well, I've been afraid of changing since I built my life around you. There's this one. I close my eyes only for a moment, and the moment's gone. There's this one. Riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central, Sunday morning rain. All right, let's get back to my original song. This is Snow in Austin. I woke up to frost on the windows. I've been sleeping in a snow globe town, 6 inches on the ground. You said I'd never see a white Christmas. Snow angels never make it to Texas. But you're wrong. They're singing Hank Williams songs. If snow can fall in Austin, why So you say your home is Boston. Hey, what's New England got? On all these Texas charms, tumbleweed, they dance on the ground. Armadillos, they're upside down. Have you ever seen a cactus Christmas tree? Come see. There's a snowman, he's standing on 6th Street with a hat, a scarf, and a broom guitar. They're hanging mistletoe up in the bars. Do you remember that night? That Las Manitas, our heads were numb from frozen margaritas. Imagine how cold we would be now if snow can fall in Austin. Why can't you fall here in my arms? So you say your home is Boston. Hey, what's New England got? On all these Texas charms, tumbleweeds, they dance on the ground. Armadillos, upside down. Have you ever seen a cactus Christmas tree? Come home to me. Come on home. The snow's coming down. It's Christmas in bed. I met a man, Bojangles, and he danced with you. Oh, the old soft shoe. All right. That was a tune called Snow in Austin. And now I'm going to come over to this other computer, guys. And I'm going to play a song here on the screen. It's called Mary, Mary. And I want you to see the video of this because I'm proud of it. And let me take this down. This is it here. It's called Mary, Mary. You carry a baby across the sea of dunes, born to a mad world. Weren't you once a young girl? How many days have gone? Star child, eyes wild, laying at your breast. A stable, a fable, nights without a rest. Mystics, magi, wise men, a king, a child, a god send. How many days have gone? Close your eyes when you think of me. All children leave, only angels know their destiny. Their destiny. Christmas came by you, and your motherhood, the pain, the good, the angels sing hallelujah. Born to a man, weren't you once a young? How many days? How many days? How many days? How many days? How many days have gone? How many days? How many days have gone? All right, guys, that was Radoslav Lorkovich on piano. If you know his stuff, he's a brilliant piano player, and he's done a lot of work with me over the years. Let's see if I can shut that off. All right, good. He's done a lot of work with me over the years, and I love traveling with Rad. He's a great friend, and he dresses the songs up so beautifully. And he and I have played together for the last, I don't know, gosh, it's been a long time, probably 10 years or more, 15 years, probably closing in. And so he's going to be with me this New Year's at Club Passim. If any of you guys are in Boston, we've been playing the club. We do 4 shows over the course of 2 nights for almost 25 years now. And Radoslav jumped in about 10, 12 years ago. And it's always a pleasure to play with him. He's such a brilliant player. Let's do another trivia contest. Let's see. We'll do this one. One of my favorite Christmas songs is The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. And I just gave away the answer, so we're going to have to do it differently. The guy that sung that song, his name was Thurl Ravenscroft. This is how you say his name, just in case you're interested. It looks like this. Thurl Ravenscroft. He's the voice of the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You probably have heard that song a million times. And the guy that sings it is named Thurl Ravenscroft. Most people think that it's Boris Karloff, who was the spoken voice of the Grinch, but that's not who sang the song. The person that sang the song was Thurl Ravenscroft. Now, he was also famous for one little piece of pop culture. It was a commercial. And if you can tell me what commercial he was famous for doing, you will get, again, the Storyteller Suitcase pen in the mail. What commercial did Thurl Ravenscroft? There it is. Liz Stewart is our winner. We have a winner. He's the guy that said, "They're great." There you go. Nice job, Liz Stewart. If you would please give Karen Zundel your mailing address, she will send you this handy dandy multi-purpose Storyteller Suitcase pen. And I think you'll love it when you get it in the mail. All right. Let's do another holiday song. This one is called Runaway Sleigh. It's from my holiday album, which is called City of Silver Dreams, right there. Some of you folks might have that already. I don't know. But it is a holiday album, mostly original songs, except for one. And let's do this one. I grew up in Presque Isle, Maine. And it's not on the coast of Maine. It's not an ocean town, even though it has the word island in it. It's not an island. The word Presque means almost, and it says almost an island is the actual name of the town, and that's because it was surrounded by rivers and almost formed an island around it. And but it's up in Aroostook County, Maine, in farm country, surrounded by farms for miles, and then trees, and then Canada. And there was a place in Presque Isle called Walker's Hill. And if you went to the top of it, you could see the entire town below you and all the lights. And it ended up being a place in high school, where a lot of us would go hang out and get into whatever high school kids got into up there. We'd party and bring our girlfriends up and just sit and philosophize and think about where our future was going. And that hill comes into play in this song. Otherwise, it's pure fiction, as you can probably tell. I want to do a video for this one as well. It was snowing on Christmas Eve. She took me up to Walker's Hill with a flashy fill with eggnog and rum from her daddy's still. We broke in the shed, took out the sled to sit and watch lights of town. I went for a kiss and the sled did shift, and suddenly we're flying down. There's a choir on the corner singing a hallelujah. There's a Santa ringing a bell. I think it's my cousin Daryl. Normal people in the town square. A tree and a star atop it, and I'm riding a sleigh on whiskey haze. And I don't know how to stop it. Look out, darling, we're coming through. Father O'Malley, midnight mass, preaching with all his holy power. We broke in through the congregation about 90 miles an hour. Sister Hazel just fainted. Banker Bill had a heart attack. And the people in the manger, even stranger, was the baby kept waving back. There's a choir on the corner singing a hallelujah carol. There's a Santa ringing a bell. I think it's my cousin Daryl. Normal people in the town swear. A tree and a star atop it, and I'm riding a sleigh on whiskey haze. And I don't know how to stop it. Sergeant McKenzie, the town's traffic cop, was working the late night shift, blowing his whistle, waving his arms. Suddenly we gave him a lift. We burst through the picture window at Sully's pub downtown and said like the cop, when this thing starts, you're gonna buy me and the bar another round. There's a choir on the corner singing a hallelujah carol. There's a Santa ringing a bell, and I think it's my cousin Daryl. Normal people in town swear. A tree and a star atop it, and I'm riding a sleigh on whiskey haze. And I don't know how to stop it. Look out, darling, police traffic that'll be a fun song to do a video for. Have no idea how it will look, but the sound videos are fun. But I think I could probably do 2 or 3 of those, but then would have to think of other ideas. At some point, I'm going to go back and create videos for all of my past songs that don't have them, including The World Ain't Slowing Down and Maria's Beautiful Mess and Conversation with the Ghost, like some of my more popular songs, to make sure that they have, a decent homemade video represented with them. And so when you're looking around YouTube and people who are looking 100 years from now, whatever that YouTube is going to be in that time period, they'll come across those things. It's so weird how technology is happening right now. It's so ahead of my ability to grasp and hold on to it. I feel like I'm on behind a boat on water skis and just hanging on, and then suddenly there's a new thing and there's another boat and I have to jump over there, and it's amazing. And I don't know if you guys have heard this, but there's a tour around the country of Roy Orbison happening, and Buddy Holly. It's a kind of like a split bill show, and it's just a hologram with a backing band playing on stage and selling out shows wherever they go. And the reviews I've seen of it are quite good. And eventually, probably what's going to happen is that YouTube is going to have a 3D version of itself, and there'll be some version even of me, who knows how they would do it, but of a 3D character coming up, and suddenly Sinatra's sitting on your desk. You have a little, some kind of disc that's the size, that's round like this, and then poof, there's Sinatra singing something to you, and it's going to be so cool. It's just amazing how things are happening so quickly. If you're interested in my taste in Christmas songs, I have created a playlist over at Spotify called The Bestest Christmas Songs, chosen by Ellis Paul. And if you want to tune into that, I'd like to know how many of you folks actually listen to Spotify. I come into my apartment and I just say, to Alexa to play whatever I want to hear, and then poof, there the song is, which I love. Here's another little bit of Christmas for you. That is true, Donna. I am getting old. It's amazing, and I'm okay with that. But it's interesting to see how the world evolves beneath me. So this is the Christmas book called The Night the Lights Went Out on Christmas. I'm just going to read it to you as part of the next little bit. Here it is. Every Christmas since 1960, the Johnsons have filled their yard with nifty blinking reindeers, Santas, dwarves, and stars. It started kind of innocently, just some lights within a tree. Then the mailbox got all lit up, and then the chimney, and then the eaves. And then the half-shell Mary was blinking neon blue. Then the hydrant, then the doghouse, and then they built a petting zoo with electric livestock, llamas, horses, donkeys, camels, mules, and a life-size baby Jesus, sparkling like a desert jewel. Well, the lights so rattled the neighborhood that the Smiths planned a revolt led by a neon Santa Claus that buzzed and sparked 10,000 jolts. The Williams rolled out cotton snow. The Williams pinched a Grinch. Mr. Greenberg lit a menorah with 8-foot flames and did not flinch. The Jacksons inflated a Frosty inside the manger scene. The three wise men looked a little confused. A desert snowman, is this a dream? Well, things got so darn cluttered that every house along the street vanished beneath the twinkling junk like pajamas in the sheets. With each new year, this competition gave the families a Christmas mission to see who could outdo themselves with barking penguins, slaves, and elves. And pretty soon, from miles around, People came to Medford Town to see the sights on Christmas block. The lights come on at 6 o'clock, and the cars, they came in droves and droves, driving at their leisure. They'd gawk and squawk and stare in shock while their children had near seizures. Well, even up in outer space, the astronauts could see the place. The Christmas lights upon the trees made them homesick for their families. But then when Christmas, it all would change. There was no space left to arrange in all the Johnsons' neighborhood, except the top where one tree stood. So Missy Johnson, she took a star, and on a ladder leaning far, she put it on that last tree's top, and all the neighbors' chins did drop. Then Jimmy Johnson switched to switch, Santa's hands turned 6 o'clock, and every light in Medford Town blew out, block by block by block. Then Connecticut, Rhode Island, state by state, all of America turned black as slate. Oh, Canada, then Mexico fell into a deep shadow. Across the Atlantic, the Eiffel Tower popped and fizzed and was out of power. London, Rio, Tokyo were in the dark, but in the know. And in this blackout all did stand, heart broken down to every man, till Missy Johnson's eyes looked up, and her little voice did there erupt. The stars above her head, they've never been so clear, she said. And everyone was quite amazed to see the Milky Way ablaze. 10 billion stars for every eye stretched across a newborn sky. Satellites and meteors, each were counted by the score. Now, who would have thought the sky would know how to put on a Christmas show without the blinky plastic stuff? The sky itself was just enough. See, all it took on Christmas night to guide 3 kings was 1 star's light, and the people stood on Christmas block and held onto a simple thought: Christmas can be neon free without the snowman and the reindeer. See, and the neighbors, they all sighed relief because those tangled lights could cause such grief. And the next year on Christmas block, they lit a candle on a rock. They gathered round it merrily, and they sang a Christmas melody. And no one even seemed to care that the decorations weren't even there, though maybe they could steal the scene on the holiday called Halloween. Well, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. I'm just going to do a couple things left. It seems like we have some infiltrators here that don't get how to be respectful and don't know that there are children actually tuning in as well. So maybe Facebook Live or YouTube Live is not the place to be doing this. So we'll see. But yes, this is totally appropriate for 3rd to 5th graders, I'd say. And it was put out by one of the most respected children's publishers who knows their shit. So there you go. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to do one more trivia contest, and then we'll end with a song, and we'll put the lounge back up at work. I want to thank you guys for tuning in here, and all you friends and supporters from over the years. We'll have a discussion on whether or not this is the spot to do this, whether we go over to Twitch or even Zoom. But if you guys have some insight about that as well, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Here we go. On the last trivia contest, again, you get one of the Storyteller Suitcase pens, which is right here. All right. What popular country act covers Little Wood Guitar? A Christmas song I wrote. If you know the answer, let's see it. What popular country band, Grammy-winning country band, covers Little Wood Guitar? There it is, Stacy. You are the winner. It is Sugarland, Jennifer Nettles, and Christian Bush. They do a beautiful job of 2 of my songs, Little Wood Guitar, which I wrote with Christian, and City of Silver Dreams, which I wrote with both Christian and Jennifer Nettles. So, Stacy, if you would just let Karen know what your address is, we'll send you one of these pens, and it has that little nib on the end and a cell phone holder and And guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be doing this in January, somewhere around my birthday, which is January 14th. We haven't come up with a date yet, but we'll figure that out and let you know where we're going to do it, whether it's here or whether it's not. And can't wait to see you in January. And let's see. Let's do one over on here. The end of the year is upon us, but I've got 7 more shows to go. I'm doing a private show in Maryland on the 26th. On the 27th, I'm playing up in Beacon, New York at the Town Crier. On the 28th, I'm playing at One Longfellow in Portland, Maine. And then 4 shows in Cambridge at Club Passim over the New Year's holiday on the 30th and the 31st. I hope you guys will tune in. I think we're going to be doing Facebook Live. Karen can maybe fill us in about that. And it's a Tuesday. Why don't we do it? That would be great. We're going to do the next one of these on January 14th. It is my birthday, and we'll be celebrating in mass here, I guess. It'll be my 55th birthday, and it'll also be the launching of the new Patreon channel. And I hope you guys will all tune in. I want to thank everybody who's tuning in from afar, all over the country, all over the world, folks from Brazil, all you UK people that are tuning in. Thank you for that. And we'll turn on the lounge here in a minute. This song is called Alice's Champagne Palace, and it is about a bar in Alaska that I play in. I hope you enjoy it. It's a Hurricane plane from Seattle up in Tanqueray. Step on the platform, staring at the midnight sun. Jump in my pickup, rather than drive. But my trouble's down. I gotta pull out couch and a job lined up at the Marines. Ride to Homer, Alaska, brother, the drinks beyond me. Crazy guy, left to Charles. Welcome to Alice's Champagne Palace, the finest bar on the strip in Homer, Alaska. Alaska, from New York, Paris. You'll find a home at a Champagne Palace. Alice will pour you that cold. Go ahead, ask her if you're running away to Alaska. Alaska, mountains rise from ocean to sky over Alaska, and they'll steal your breath and your troubles in your blink of an eye. You'll hear a band with a steel guitar. Oh, there's a window seat right in the bar. And the whales are preaching, Alice, she's preaching like a rolling stone. She takes a jar across the bar and say, Mr. I'll go home, left the Charles. Welcome to Alice's Champagne Palace, the finest bar on the strip in Homer, Alaska. Alaska, from New York, Dallas. You'll find a home in a Champagne Palace. Alice will pour your coat. No one else can. You're gonna be to Alaska. Alaska. I've never been to a prettier place than Homer, Alaska. You've never met a kinder face than the one behind the bar. Homer's a town full of misfit boys, renegade women, runaway boys. Everybody's got some story here in Homer's town. guess sometimes you gotta go to the end of the earth just to turn yourself around and left to try. Welcome to Palace, the Champagne Palace. Find us bar on the strip, home in Alaska. You're from New York, Dallas, Guilford, a home and Champagne Palace. Alice will pour you a cold. Go ahead, ask her if you're running away. But you just must stay. You're running away. All right, guys, it's a pleasure to play for you tonight. I'm going to turn on the lounge. It's going to be Christmas music. Feel free to hang out for the next few minutes, get to know each other further. And hopefully we'll see you in 2020. It's nice to end this decade on such an up note. Thank you guys for that. More to come in 2020 and beyond. I wish you all a happy holiday and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We're going to turn this album on. Let's see what we got here. Cheers, guys. If I can make this work, I'll put this windows in New York City are all dressed up in ribbons and smiles. Snow covers the park like a carpet. Bells on white carriages roll by in style. St. Patrick's Cathedral's unlit up. When the doors open wide, I can see all those candles are burning inside. Looks like somebody's birthday party to me. Snowy night, catch the light, shining bright, angels sing. Here below, children know, faces glow, bells they ring. Through a city of silver dreams. It's like this whole town swallowed some magic. Taxi horns are singing away. They say that the city will change, but it ain't me that's been changing from what I can tell. Snowy night, catch the light, shining bright, angels sing. Here below, children know, faces glow, bells they ring. Through a city, through a city, through a city of silver dreams. It's Christmas Day, and the snow is falling down. Church bells sway, they're ringing awake the town. Preacher
Preacher Klein recites his lines, the pews will be full today. Mr. Howell cranks up his plow, his blades are gonna clear the way. It's Christmas Day, and the pecan pies are baking, mothers say. It's the giving, not the taking. My brother's brand new bicycle is out jangling in the streets, and I watch him through the icicles with this wood box beneath my feet. All I got is this little wood guitar. What a got for being all lights in crowded bars. Like all the kings with all their gold went chasing down your star, I'm told. Every highway takes me where you are with this little wood guitar. We have come out 10 years later, much has changed. I'm a musician, I'm a waiter. Chicago's a winter wonderland of my brothers and his wives. They're passing round the cranberries, they're carving up my life. All I got is this little wood guitar. What a we're doing all lights in crowded bars. Like all the kings with all their gold went chasing down your star, I'm told. Every highway takes me where you are with this little wood guitar. This little wood guitar. Never stopped believing, I just kept on singing, hoping people would come to hear for miles around. I don't mind confessing, I still count my blessings, though I never thought I'd ever settle down. It's Christmas Day, my little ones are waking, I hear them play. I can hear their presents shaking. A little boy on his bicycle is out racing through the streets. My little girl is watching him with his wood box beneath her feet. All she got is this little wood guitar. What it brought could take her pretty far. Like all the kings with all their gold went chasing down your star, I'm told. Every highway takes me where you are with this little wood guitar. This little wood guitar. keep calling home. I got your ring inside a suitcase, a box of letters that you wrote. Your picture kept me going, you kept my wheels rolling.
I need to be a better
I
puppeteer.
would not miss this for anything.
I can hear you.
With you, pop champagne in Times Square, another year with you. If you could make it there, Sinatra swears we'll make it anywhere. Christmas train, keep hauling. Christmas snow, keep falling. Christmas bells, keep calling home. Christmas train, keep hauling. Christmas snow, keep falling. Christmas bells, keep calling home. 'Cause I would not miss this for anything, for anyone. Nothing's gonna stop this train. It's gonna take me home. Christmas train, keep hauling. Christmas snow, keep falling. Christmas bells, keep calling home. Christmas train, keep hauling. Christmas snow, keep falling. Christmas bells, keep calling home. I can't wait to see you. I'm coming home. I'm coming Mary.
All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. Love you all. Thank you for joining me here tonight. I'm thinking that probably the likely thing that I'm going to do is make this show part of the Patreon series. So I'm going to be launching a Patreon site next month, and you can give as little as $1 a month. So it's not a big deal, but it'll prevent people from, jumping in here talking crap, and I don't want to have the show that I've worked so hard on be spoiled by people like that. So, we're going to make a paywall. It'll be through Patreon, and it won't just be this show. Now, Patreon is going to be this show plus everything else that I'm working on creatively. It's going to be an open book into my creative life, no matter what I'm doing, whether I'm teaching or writing or creating or drawing or recording. And it's going to allow me to have other people helping out with my business, and which I'm really excited about, because in the last 2 years I've just been flat out doing it on my own, and it's not working the way I want it to. And so in order to make this thing effective, I need help beyond what Karen and I can do ourselves. And she's been a great help in the last couple of years, but so many things aren't getting done that we really want us to have in our pocket. So anyway, love to you all. I want to wish you all a happy Christmas, happy holiday, whatever you celebrate, and a happy New Year. And thanks again, Scott, Susan, Don, Karen, Dina, Tim, Paul, all of you folks, Liz. Thanks so much for tuning in, and love you guys. We'll see you in 2020. Cheers.